Good afternoon. Thank you so very much for your presence here today at the 6th Annual International Black Women's Public Policy Forum, building a global response for local issues such as health, economic empowerment, and education. So you're in for a great treat today. We have an excellent panel of experts, and so you're in to hear some really great things today. We also want to say a special thank you, and she's actually en route, but to the Honorable Karen Bass, U.S. Congress 37th District of the great state of California. To her and her staff for their unwavering support. Audience, you're definitely in for an enlightening afternoon here, and we thank you so much for being a part of our session this afternoon. We would like to show you a video, so take the time out and watch this quick video of the International Black Women's Public Policy Issues Forum. Yes, we are the world, we are the children, and we are the only ones that can make the world a better place. I challenge each and every one of you to reach out and empower someone and help the world to become a better place. My name's Alva Adams Mason. I'm the National Manager of African American Business Strategy at Toyota Motor Sales. I'm also a member of the board of IBWPPI and an advocate. So again, I can't thank you enough for being here, and we are now blessed to have the Honorable Karen Bass of the United States Congress 37th District of the great state of California in the House. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about this great woman who's such a great advocate for our organization and a great supporter, and we thank you so very much. Congresswoman Karen Bass was reelected to her second term representing the 37th Congressional District in November 2012. And Congress, she's been an outspoken advocate for balanced fiscal policies that preserve the social guarantee to our seniors and invest in the future. Congressmember Bass serves on the House Committee on Foreign Affairs, where she is a ranking member of the Subcommittee on Africa, Global Health, Global Human Rights, and International Organizations. As a member of the House Judiciary Committee, Representative Bass is also working to craft sound criminal justice reforms, as well as protect intellectual property right infringements that threaten the economic health of the 37th District. In January, President Obama signed into law the Uninterrupted Scholars Act, USA, which was the first major piece of legislation shepherded through the House under the caucus leadership. USA makes it easier for caregivers to access educational records so they can assist foster youth with school enrollment and provide additional academic support in an effort to reduce school dropout rates. Since 2012, she has joined members of the caucus for a nationwide foster youth listening tour traveling the nation to examine best practices and challenging conditions that foster youth face in our country. She's also a co-chair of the bipartisan, bicameral Congressional Coalition on Adoption. Wow, thank you. In an effort to be responsive to the people in her district, Congressmember Bass created the Congressional Council, which provides an opportunity for constituents to learn firsthand about the issues in Congress and how to become involved in the legislative process. The council, composed of all volunteers, seek to engage other district residents in public policy, both domestic and internationally. I could go on and on and on for an hour talking about the Honorable Karen Bass and all of her accomplishments, but that's just to give you just a brief description of some of her accomplishments. We have a longer bio in the book. Thank you so very much, and welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Isn't it wonderful to attend these forums every year? Yes. It's just such a pleasure and an honor for me to walk through the convention center and see beautiful black people from all over the United States. Give yourselves a round of applause. who are here to talk about so many substantive issues. You know, years ago, I know the reputation of CBC Week was a lot of parties. And I think that a lot of folks didn't realize how much substance takes place during the day on so many different issues. The only problem with it is that they're all taking place at the same time. So I'm happy to join you for a minute. I'm also hosting an event in the other building on Africa focused on a reflection back. You know, for the first time in U.S. history, President Obama invited 50 heads of state here. Now, there are 54 countries, so a couple of them couldn't get invited because they're kind of scandalous. But, and then 3 presidents couldn't come because of the Ebola crisis. So there were 47 heads of state here. And Washington that week was all Africa all the time. And it was a wonderful experience to be here. So what we're doing, which we're wrapping up our session, and it focused on a reflection, looking back at what was accomplished in the summit, the challenges, and then how do we move forward? How do we take the agenda that was set and actually fight for its implementation? I'm happy to say that within Congress, I'm fortunate that the 2 issues I focus on happen to be very bipartisan issues. Who would have known? Africa and the child welfare system. And as crazy as it gets over there, you don't hear about when we actually do things together because that's not considered newsworthy. But working on child welfare and working on African issues, I've actually worked well with my Republican colleagues, and we've been able to get some things done. So I'm excited about the work that you're doing, Barbara, and your leadership that you've had over the years with the Institute. I've watched how you've grown it over the years and how you've had the different areas of focus, always very timely. It was a couple of years ago the focus was on sex trafficking. And we were able, by the way, a few weeks ago, and as a matter of fact, the legislation is sitting on the president's desk now, passed out of the Senate last week, focusing on sex trafficking, which is a particular problem with our girls. I was devastated to learn that when it comes to the underage girls, the average age in which they're recruited or kidnapped and forced into this life is 12 years old. Their average lifespan is 7 years. They die of homicide or disease. And in the Los Angeles area, Jan, I know you know this, 92% of the girls are African American. 92%. And Los Angeles has, what's our percentage of African Americans in LA? 8, 9? Oh, 13%? 92% African American girls. So I say that to say that Barbara was on top of this years before it was viewed as a national issue, because it's always been viewed as an international issue. And I take issue with using the word prostitution connected to our girls, because how can you be a prostitute if you're not old enough to consent to sex? And how dare you use the word John connected to the men, because the word should be child molester. In any other setting, they're a child molester, they're not a John. We cannot accept the normalization of this and have to do everything we can to change so that when we're in our communities and you see a female walking on the street and you know what she's doing, slow up your car, look in her face, make sure that's not a child. And if that is a child, then we have to figure out something to do about it. So I just want to congratulate you once again for another successful forum on issues that are so important to our community. And I'm also very proud that my colleague and friend, Jan Perry, who continues to be a leader in the Los Angeles area, and I know you were just honored on Sunday at Second Baptist Church. So that was a very nice ceremony. I heard about that, and I know that my staff was there presenting it, and the work that many of you are doing on this panel. So thank you so much for your leadership. Thank you so much.